Supreme Court battle on, everything else off. Don't blame a lot of folks for being cynical of the pace of Washington, where the rap on politicians is that they can't chew gum and walk at the same time. I think that's a fairly easy thing to prove one way or the other. I don't know if Senator Mike Braun has tried it. The Republican got in 2018 on what's at stake right now. Senator, this is going to be an interesting battle, and the feeling seems to be that it will be all centered on getting a conservative justice to the Supreme Court, but at the expense, likely, of almost everything else. What do you think of that?
So don't put me in that category of not being able to do two things at once. Remember, I'm a Main Street entrepreneur, haven't been in this place all that long. You are right, though. This is going to be the thing that dominates the calendar until we're through. It wasn't like a lot else was going to get done, Neil, because I came here to work on things like the high cost of health care and climate and other things, and that's been shoved aside by government shutdown when I got here, impeachment, COVID, and so forth. But here, I do sense that we're going to make the most out of the time that we've got. And when you look at precedent, you look at history, I think Leader McConnell has been very clear. If he gets a nominee, there will be a vote. And many of us want to see that happen before the election as well.
Now, I know, again, you were not there in 2016 with the Merrick Garland controversy, and Democrats have been raising that, pounding that, the hypocrisy of that, that 10 months before Barack Obama's term had even scheduled to end, the Republicans were not going to take up that nomination, and here they are taking up this one. Now, the reason Mitch McConnell uses is that it's different now. We've got parties under the same control in the White House and in the Senate. Do you buy that?
So I think that is a difference, because historically, the 15 times it's occurred, 8 of them have had the same circumstances. 7 of them had a nomination and a successful movement into the Supreme Court. Of the other 7, it just happened a couple times where it came to fruition when parties, when the president and the Senate were of different parties. It's a vivid memory to me, Neil, because almost 2 years ago to the date, I remember sitting in the room when Donnelly decided that he was going to vote against Kavanaugh. And when that whole thing transpired, including all the theatrics with it, my race and Josh Hawley's race in Missouri were considered toss-ups. We knew we were slightly ahead. It was tangible. It was palpable. When the Kavanaugh hearing occurred, and when my opponent said he was going to vote against it, it popped us up 2 to 3 points. That's the most recent example of how it's had impact. Had we not won in Missouri and Indiana, of course, I wouldn't be here, and we would not be in the majority as well. That's the lesson that we can turn to of how important it is.
Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, Susan Collins of Maine, didn't want to be part of this process right now. I don't know what they do, if they wait till a final vote, if they vote. What do you think of them and how they should move right now? They've indicated they're against this, so I assume they sit it out. Should they sit it out?
You know, I think it depends on their motivation, which I'm not sure what it is. If it's the timing, I think there could be a change of heart. If it's the nominee, which I think is going to be different too, the Kavanaugh hearings were about as histrionic and as belabored as you're going to get. When you look at who I'm hoping is nominated, Amy Coney Barrett from Indiana, she's got a stellar record. She is a constitutionalist, a textualist, one that will not legislate from the bench. And she is a woman to boot that I think is going to, Trump has said it will be a female nominee. I wonder if there might be a change of heart. And then we had another variable cleared up just a few hours ago when Senator Romney said that he will be there to vote, and he indicated that it would be in the right direction. So, big difference.
Well, all right, Senator, good catching up with you. Thank you very, very much.
You're very
we'll see
welcome.
How everything goes. In the meantime, I wanted to